Hey POTA friends, we are out in one of the more remote areas in the entire country at Canyonlands National Park. I've got no signal, we have no access to the internet, and yet we're going to try to make radio contact today with over 150 people in all corners of the country. We're going to run Morse code, and we're going to try to become the contact park leader here at Canyonlands National Park. It's time to put this park on the air. Let's go. This is the special activation. That's a gray wolf. That's awful close. Park's on the air. Good morning, POTA friends. It is May 1st, just before 7 a.m. We are camped just north of Arches National Park. In fact, that's the park. These hills that you can see in the background here is the north end of the park, but that's not our subject today. Today we're venturing down to a little farther to the southwest to Canyonlands National Park. Weather today should be pretty warm. It's in the just over 50 right now. It's going to climb well into the 80s today. I'm hoping that'll keep the park crowd down a little bit. Light breezes, 10 miles an hour. Should be fairly pleasant. Let's go. Great way to avoid the crowds in a national park. Show up at 8:30 a.m. midday. This parking lot will be jammed full. I pulled in there. That's my white truck there. There's two cars and a Class B RV. That's all that's here right now. And the two cars are leaving. There's nobody here. Everyone gets to national parks around 10 a.m. Get in a couple hours before that. You got the place to yourself for a while. Traveler tip. Welcome, my friends, to Canyonlands National Park. We are at the Green River Overlook at about 8:45 in the morning. We are 1,500 feet above the Green River. Sunlight's got it lit up beautiful. It is spectacular on its way down to its confluence with the Colorado. So I kind of think of this park as the Grand Canyon's grandchild. It seems like all this dirt that's in here is still in the process of eroding into the river and being washed out. Like if we saw the Grand Canyon, 3, 4, 5 million years ago, and it still had a bunch of that dirt and rock in there before it got hauled out. That's what this place seems like. The look and feel of the park is kind of a mix between the Grand Canyon and I would say Capitol Reef National Park. A lot of similarities between the two in the rock formation. So the Green River flows down that way to the south and has a confluence with the Colorado River. If we went this way to the south, on the other side of the Colorado River, that would be the Needles portion of Canyonlands National Park. And you can just see way off in the distance there, it's just got more of, it's got spire-like landforms in that part of the park. We are here in the Islands in the Sky section of the national park, which is the most accessible, right from Moab. Paved roads all throughout. There's some unpaved roads you can get to, and you can even drive down into that canyon. And you can see a road down there. Right there you can see a little four-wheel drive road down there, the White Rim Road. But this is the more accessible part of the park. Lots of overviews. The Needles is less accessible. It does have a visitor center. It does have a couple overlooks. You're just a little farther out in the middle of nowhere. And if you cross the Green River out in that direction, you get to the mazes section of the park, and that is extremely remote. I don't even think there's paved roads that get you down to the park, let alone drive around in the park. So if you're a purist, whether it be hiking or a 4x4 and like national parks, that would be a cool place to visit. The Mazes district of Canyonlands National Park. So this is going to be our first activation spot. We're either going to be in the rocks off to the south here, or there's more rocks kind of off here to the north, but I think the views are better if I can get a spot back here, back in that rocky area, out overlooking the Green River. Plenty of solid rocky surfaces out here, seated on which I'll be able to see that. Try to find a place a little out of the way, even though it is very not busy right now. I know that'll change over the next couple hours. This is a great angle right here. Right here. Not blocking anybody's view. Should be a good shot. Okay, so today's going to be my first test of the reverse beacon network system. Obviously I got no signal here. I'm not going to all day. For Morse code, it's not quite as much of a problem because we can get identified on the reverse beacon network. I've just got to be able to send my code good enough that it picks me up. We'll see. I'm going to go right hand today just because of the setup. It is nice to be able to go both ways, because if the radio was over here, I'd want to be able to do it left hand. Okay, RBN, here we come. Come on, somebody was there. I heard him.
Nice. Oh shoot. Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Lonnie.
sucker. Hey, 23, that's a new record. That's a new high. RBN worked. View, awesome. Every time pack it up, move to the next spot. 23 on CW, that should be a sign of good things to come. 20's working fine, although my last few contacts were just to Texas and Wisconsin, not going very far, so that D-layer might be building up, and I don't know what that interference is. I was wondering there, as long as it took to get going. Man, when you get spotted, it goes pretty quick. When you got to rely on RBN, that 10 or 15 minutes of just sending CQ seems like an eternity. Whoa! A raven showing off on the camera there. Doing a little barrel roll for us. All right, I think we'll pack it up here. CW portion of the activation. 2 thumbs up. Success. And we are wrapped up with our CW portion at Green River Overlook. We are now heading to the Grand View Overlook at the far south end of the road here in the Islands in the Sky District at Canyonlands National Park. We've already got 23 contacts in the log for this activation. Hoping to pile up some mass now at this next spot.